On today's show, we have two magnificent recipes with chicken and restaurant-style potatoes. That's all coming up next. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And we have a couple submitted recipes this week from our contest that we did when we were trying to get recipes.
Right, yeah.
And Faye Shewall of New England submitted a creamy chicken bake, which looks really easy to make.
It is.
And I'm sure that this is going to be great because Faye's a very good cook. What we're going to need for this recipe is 2.5 to 3 pounds of boneless chicken breast, a can of cream of mushroom soup, a can of cream of chicken soup, a cup of sour cream, 8 ounces of mushrooms, some water, onion powder, some chives, some salt and pepper. So really easy.
Yep, it is.
Recipe there.
Put it all together and bake it.
See? Well, and it's chicken. It's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Risa Nodland also submitted a restaurant-style smashed potatoes. This is a little bit going beyond mashed potatoes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So this is a smashed potato recipe. And you're going to need 4 to 5 whole red large potatoes, a stick of butter, 5 slices of bacon, already cooked and crumbled. So you can do a lot of this beforehand.
You can, absolutely.
You're going to need a couple green onions sliced, 3/4 cup of sour cream, salt and pepper, and then it looks like 3/4 cup of French's fried onions. So these both have very awesome ingredients in these. So
absolutely
know that these are going to be good.
And they're not difficult. That's what's great. So.
All right. So where do we want to start tonight?
We're going to start with our chicken because we want to get that into the oven.
Okay.
And that we are going to bake it at 350 degrees for about an hour.
All right.
And what I did, like I said, is boneless chicken breasts, and I just layered in my pan. I did spray the pan a little bit here before I laid the chicken breasts in here.
Okay.
And so we're going to just stir up our ingredients that we're going to pour over there. And we said like a can of cream of chicken soup. We're going to just put it in a big bowl here, and we're going to mix it all up so that it's all even when we pour it over the chicken.
Okay.
And and you know, all your soups here, it's going to make a great topping, and actually, you know, make a great gravy too on top of that chicken.
Okay.
So the chicken just plopped out, but the mushroom soup isn't going to come out as good. So we're going to have to scrape that.
It's always nice to get new chicken recipes. Something
Oh,
different, and it's
a little bit of something
little
different.
prep time, but the oven's doing the work for you.
Absolutely. So now we got our soup in there, and we're going to put a cup of sour cream in there. So I'll just take half of this because that will equal a cup.
Okay.
And it says a tablespoon of chives.
Okay.
So we have that. And it says salt and pepper, you know, to taste. So I'm going to just put a little bit in. We don't need a lot, again, because of the soups. You have that. So just about a half a teaspoon is what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Now let's just mix that up, and then I'm going to add a half a cup of water. You know, and just give yourself a nice big bowl so you can mix it easily.
Yeah, it does. You take a small bowl, you're just gonna get it all over.
Right. Yeah. And then I put a half a cup of water in, and then we have a half a teaspoon onion powder also. So we got that there. So we're gonna just mix that up a little bit more.
I like the recipes that it's just simple prep, and you just let in the oven do your work for you.
You know, and they're good cooking and good eating doesn't have to be difficult or a lot of time consuming. You know, it's just some of the best recipes out there are just really simple and great. So we've got everything in here. Now I'm going to put in the mushrooms.
Okay.
And it says
Now, did you drain the juice off of these?
I did.
Okay.
I did drain the juice off the mushrooms here. And it says an 8-ounce can of mushrooms.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to just put that over the chicken. You know, it does.
So this is, when you do it like this, the chicken is so tender, it doesn't dry out.
Yeah, it's moist, and it's just going to have a great flavor with all these ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to just spread that over here, and then we're going to just take some paprika and just sprinkle it lightly on top.
Okay.
Just for a little bit more color. And we're going to bake that, but it's going to be uncovered.
Okay.
And it goes for an hour, and you know, we can double check that if it needs to be covered, because the recipe didn't say to cover it. So we're going to start with that first. So
sounds good.
So let's just take some paprika and just sprinkle that a little bit on top, and that's just a little bit, you know, for color.
All right.
So that didn't take very long at all to put that together.
No,
so
simple.
We're going to put that in the oven.
All right.
Okay. And all right, so now we're going to just go ahead and set that timer for 60 minutes. And that. So then we're going to come back over here and we're going to get started on our other recipe, restaurant-styled smashed potatoes.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is, well, I do want this bowl, it's a nice big bowl to mix in it, so I'm going to just wash it quickly.
Okay.
And that, and whoops.
And being that we're talking about it's smashed potatoes, is this a recipe that you're having to do multiple things with the potatoes, and that's why it kind of gets its name?
Well, it is a little bit, but not, you know, not too complicated at all.
All right.
And that. Because now it says to use 4 to 5 whole red potatoes.
Okay.
And I already put them in the microwave.
Okay.
To nuke them, you can put them in the oven and heat them, bake them like that just until they're tender.
Okay.
Or it's easy to put it in the microwave, and you just want them nice and tender, just like this, so when you put the fork in.
Okay.
And you want to wash the potatoes very thoroughly because we're not going to peel them.
Oh, okay.
We're going to just put them in here, and they're still warm.
Okay.
And like I say, any potatoes that you go ahead and nuke is what you're going to
So
how much time.
I mean, they say red potatoes. Can you tell me why we would use a red potato versus a white potato?
Oh, red potatoes, they make better mashed potatoes than white. White seem more starchy, and they're great for bacon.
Okay.
But it's just not as good a potato for, you know, mashing or whatever. So, but there's not a lot of preference. I mean, it's just a matter of preference.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of different potatoes out there. You know, now they have the yellow golds and all of that, and they just have a yellow, fleshy color in there, and they're good too. But just say they have a lot of different flavor. I don't really think so.
Okay.
And stuff. But so we're gonna mash these, and it's going to be a little bit chunky.
Okay.
And you know, if you're doing this all together and it's, you know, nice and hot, the potatoes and everything, you can easily just, you know, I'm going to put it in a baking pan.
Okay.
And just put it in the oven for a little bit until the chicken's done, because we can feature that. I wanted to feature this with the chicken. Although, you know, with this chicken recipe, it would be easy just to make some rice and noodles. Mm-hmm. But anybody can cook rice and noodles. I wanted something else just to kind of feature. And this recipe that it's Risa sent in, I thought was really interesting. So, like I said, you're just going to mash that, and it's a little bit chunky, and that's okay. So it's just 5 slices of bacon. I bake, you know, cooked that already and crumbled it. And then it's 1/4, or excuse me, 3/4 cup sour cream.
Okay. You had me at bacon.
The bacon singed it, huh?
Yep.
And then there is a stick of butter that goes in there, and we want to soften that a little bit, so we're going to just put that in the microwave for about 20 seconds, because
Okay.
that just to soften that. You know, and I cut it into little pieces and just make it easier to, you know, when you're softening it, that
Okay.
it goes quicker and stuff. And then it also asks for 2 green onions, sliced, and you know, you want to use the chive part of the green onions too.
Okay.
So don't throw that away. Okay. Okay, that looks like that softened really nice. And then it's going to be salt and pepper to taste. So we're going to just probably put maybe a 1/2 teaspoon in there,
Okay.
because you can always add. And that's about a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper.
Okay.
And it's just kind of what, like I said, what you like. If you like more pepper and stuff, you know, add a little bit more. So in a way, it's almost like you said, a twice baked potato, because you know, we already cooked the potato, but it's going to make it nice. All you did was mash it. You didn't
Right.
have to do anything more
A lot
complicated.
of times with that twice baked potato, you're preparing it and then putting it back in its
Shells
shell and baking it again. So a little bit different.
yes.
More in a casserole style.
Okay. So we just want to make sure we got all the ingredients. We put the potatoes in there, the butter, the bacon, the onions, the sour cream, and salt and pepper.
Okay.
And then we're going to put it in our casserole here, and I'm going to have you spray that lightly.
See, and at home, this is Addison's job.
Oh, oh, I bet she loves that.
Oh, yeah.
Does it, Mark, say it's my turn?
Not so much.
Not so much.
No, he's
Okay.
usually watching sports with Dad.
Okay. Oh, that's now, as we see, you know, even with mashing the potato with the peelings on it, it's still is nice and white. You know, it's the peelings don't make it, you know, discolored or make it look like it's
Oh, yeah.
yellow. So we're gonna just put that in there.
And I would assume that this is a recipe that you can certainly double or triple depending on if you're having
Oh.
a gathering, because this would be awesome potatoes for serving in a like buffet type setting.
Absolutely. And something different, you know, like you can have that prepared ahead of time, because sometimes when you're making that meal and you're having to mash your potatoes and all of that, it takes time, an extra couple of dishes that you're going to have to wash, where if you have it already made, you got those dishes washed and out of the way.
Well, we're going to have a gravy from our chicken, but this is a potato that you certainly don't need to have gravy with.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I knew that, but you know, I just thought this was so interesting and it sounded so good that I just wanted to feature and give our viewers.
Not everybody
this.
makes this type of potato.
Yeah, it is, right. And then we're going to really make it good, and we're going to top it with about 3/4 cup of French fried onions.
Okay.
You know, we're going to just put that on top. It's just going to make that a little bit crunchy. There was a big piece there. We're going to break that up a little bit. And it says about 3/4 cup, so, you know, just enough to kind of, you know, top that all over there, so. And being this is, you know, kind of warm, our chicken, you know, still has like 50 minutes to go. In about 30 minutes, then we're going to pop this in the oven, and I mean, we only want to bake it about 30 minutes. So
Okay,
we're
then
gonna
they'll be
wait.
ready about the same
Then
time.
they're going to be ready about the same time and stuff. So
Perfect.
how easy it was to put a great meal together, the chicken bake and the smashed potatoes. you know, and stuff. So it's something that I think our viewers are going to enjoy and, you know, have a nice quick meal.
Yep.
So we're going to just set that over here, and as we can see, we can also show our viewers, you know, how great that looks.
Absolutely.
So we shall be back here in short order and pop that in the oven and show our end product.
That sounds great.
Oh, got to turn off the timer there. It's an hour for the chicken, and we did go ahead and put our smashed potatoes in there about 30 minutes ago. So they should be ready to go also. So let's go check this out. Oh, nice and hot here.
Bubbling hot.
It is. So we'll just put that over here, and then I'll take out my potatoes here, and we'll just put that in the carrier and bring that over here.
The one thing the viewer never gets to experience is the smell when we get to take this food out of the oven, because it just smells awesome. It looks awesome.
And that's a big part of, you know, our taste buds, I think, is the smell too. So it just, they are missing out. So we're going to just take out a chicken breast here. And I'm going to just put a little extra mushroom and gravy on there. And there's, like we talked about, there's plenty of sauce in here that would be terrific over rice or noodles. Mm-hmm. But like I said, you know, we just wanted to feature our smashed restaurant-style smashed potatoes.
Yes.
But I mean, just to have that little extra gravy on that chicken is great. But it sounds, and then one thing about putting it back in the oven with our smashed potatoes, you know, you do get your, you know, fried onion. It's a little bit crispy and stuff. So, you know, there we are. And I would say, you know, add your favorite vegetable or salad with that, and maybe a nice piece of French bread, and boy, you have a meal that you're gonna really enjoy.
Oh, anybody would love to sit down to this in the evening or lunchtime or anytime.
Anytime you're hungry.
That's right. That's right. And we have to thank Faye Shewall and Riza Nodland for these wonderful recipes. Thank you for submitting them for us to cook for all of our viewers. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you at www.ctctel.com. And as always, thank you to the Workshop for being our sponsor. Join us again next time when we do it all over again. Thank you for joining us.